Oh, hello friends, it's Scott from Flat River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. It's been a while since I've checked in with you guys. It's probably been 3 or 4 weeks. I think I'm going to stop promising you that I'm going to check in all the time, but my goal is to do that more with you. I want to give you guys an update, share what's been going on with me, and kind of talk to you about what the plan is moving forward. So first, a little update on what's been going on with me. You guys know that my keto journey has been a long and winding road. Credit to the Beatles there. But the first probably 3 years of my keto journey, I was pretty successful. The last two, I've been less successful. The last year, for sure, has been very not successful as I've gained back quite a bit of the weight that I had lost and have regressed quite a bit, it feels like, in my health journey. But not giving up, not quitting. We're moving forward on the health journey, and so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that. I'm actually coming up on what would be 5 years since I discovered the keto lifestyle. Like I said, it's kind of hard to actually want to say that it's my 5-year keto-versary because the last year for sure and the last 18 months have been not super keto. But I will say that I found this way of eating, this lifestyle, July 21st of 2021. And so it'll be 5 years here in just a couple days. And overall, I'm pretty excited about that, I guess. I'm excited to move forward on my journey. Like I said, it's been a very long and winding road. There have been a lot of bumps in the road, and there's been a lot of lack of success over the last 18 months for sure. There are some reasons for that. I've talked with you guys about them. I won't share them in great detail here other than to say that my father-in-law passed away a little bit less than a year ago, and that was really hard on me. It was really hard on my wife, Liz. And that, not the only reason, but it's a big chunk of the reason why I think I've had some serious struggles. And it's been interesting as I've been thinking about that, particularly over the last little while, is of course I've had my struggles with the loss of my father-in-law, but obviously Liz has had even more serious struggles with the loss of her dad. And if you don't think that something that your spouse is going through carries over to you, I'm here to tell you that it does. I definitely loved my father-in-law very much and had a great relationship with him. And so it was definitely difficult and still continues to be difficult for me, but it was even more difficult for my wife and continues to be difficult for her. And so that's been a struggle for me. So that is the short version of part of the reason for my struggles over the last 18 months. I will say that the keto lifestyle is hard sometimes to stick to, and that obviously comes into play as well. But I find for me that it's not that hard once I get into the groove. I've been out of the groove for a long time. I've been working on getting back into the groove of making keto just kind of what I do. Been back at it here consistent for almost a week, and I'm already feeling better. And in addition to that, really important for me is getting exercise and getting my steps in. I've really given back some progress, not just from a weight perspective, but from a physical fitness perspective. Now, guys, I'm not sharing a whole picture of me, but I would tell you that I don't look physically fit by any stretch of the imagination. It'd be, hey there, big guy, right now. But this side of even a few months ago, I was physical fit-ish because I had been consistent with my exercise, with getting walks in. I had gotten to the point that I was rucking on a regular basis and doing yoga. I had gotten to the point where I was doing none of those things here in the last couple of months. And so I really want to build that back up. But the reason I share that with you is because how I eat healthy is very much in correlation with getting exercise. Now, I think there are a lot of reasons for that. I think that one influences the other. And it's not quite so much what you might initially think, which is like, oh, I exercised and burned X number of calories, so I want to make sure that I don't eat those back. That's never really been the case for me, but I do think that there's definitely a mental health piece to getting steps in, getting exercise in. And because I feel better when I exercise, I feel mentally healthier when I exercise, I'm a lot less likely to make poor food choices. And so those two things for me go very much hand in hand. I've been back, like I said, about a week with a keto lifestyle as far as eating, and I've been getting good exercise here for just a couple of days. Honestly, I posted in a short video. I'm sure a lot of you who watch these longer form videos may not subscribe and watch short videos, but I shared a short video the other day. It had been on my to-do list for about 3 weeks to get up early in the morning and exercise with my dogs. And I finally did it a couple of days ago. So that gives you an idea. I've been really wanting to have more success, but not wanting it enough, I guess would be a good way to put it. Because if I wanted it enough, I would get up and do it. It's funny, I was talking with a coworker the other day, and we were talking about how, you have no problem getting up super early in the morning to go do your favorite hobby. One of mine is I enjoy deer hunting. I have no problem getting up at 5 in the morning to go deer hunting, but it's hard to get up at 6 or 6:30 to get a walk in before I go to work. Go figure. Just got to make it something that's important to you. And I will share with you guys that here in the last couple of weeks, Mrs. Platt-River Keto, my much better half Liz, and I have been talking. And she basically said to me, she's like, hey, getting ready to go back to school. Liz is a school teacher. And she's like, I don't want to have to go up a size. And I'm getting kind of close. And so, for one, she kind of laid the law down that we were going to get back to eating healthier. And I really appreciated that, because that was an opportunity for me, who have been like on the fence, like almost there, wanting to get better, but not quite there. That was kind of the push that I needed. So Liz and I have been focused on eating keto this week. Been trying to get some exercise. I have always exercised a little bit more than she has. That hasn't really ever been her thing, although she likes to get out and walk and that sort of thing. So that's what we've been focusing on, she and I, is getting out and getting walks together in the evening. Now, we're at the hottest time of the year here in west central Nebraska. It's, matter of fact, the next 3 days are going to be brutal. It's supposed to be like 97 today, 99 tomorrow, and 103 on Monday. And so that makes it hard to get out and get that exercise, even at like 9 o'clock at night, because it's still 85 or 90 degrees. But Liz and I have gotten out and done that in the last couple of days. And that's the plan moving forward. My walk with my wife is kind of my extra exercise. My little bit better walk tends to be my walk with my dogs, where they drag me along, and I try to get 2 or 3 miles in the mornings. And quite frankly, one thing I am thankful for here, living in west central Nebraska, is that for the most part, even on those days when it's going to be brutally hot, we do actually have some cool weather early in the morning. So, if I can get up and get going and get some exercise in between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, I usually have temperatures in the 60s, which is pretty pleasant. I will say this morning, today's a Saturday, which is usually when I have the opportunity to record these videos and share with you. I didn't get up quite as early as I wanted to, and so I was out walking with my dogs. I actually took them out to my parents' place. My folks have 11 acres, so the dogs can walk as fast as they want to, which is running and getting their 10 miles in while I get my 1 or 2 miles in. But it was 8 o'clock, and it was already getting hot. Like I said, it's going to be a hot day today, and it was unpleasant by 8:30. And had some yard work that I needed to get done this morning, so I got a walk in for about a half hour and then got home and did some yard work. But the plan moving forward is going to be that we're going to focus on, keto lifestyle for food, which is focusing on protein first, low-carb vegetables, and that being it. I know I've shared that with you guys many times. It's very simple, but it isn't necessarily easy. as you can attest with my particular struggles on this journey. And then from an exercise perspective, for the next probably, 3 or 4 weeks, my focus is just going to be on getting 10,500 steps is kind of my goal. Getting that walk in the morning, 2 or 3 miles in the morning, and then getting that shorter walk in with Liz in the evenings. Hope to check in with you guys and let you know how that's going. One of the ways that I do check in with you is I do try to share a short video on my walks with my dogs, and might occasionally share a short video with you walking with Liz. She doesn't mind too terribly much being in these videos and these updates occasionally. I don't get her all the time, but occasionally. So that's the plan for me moving forward. I did want to share one other piece of good news for those of you who follow me on other platforms on Instagram and Facebook. You're probably already aware, but I am a tax accountant and have been for a long time. And I had been working as a staff accountant, which meant that somebody else signed all the tax returns that I worked on. I just did the work. I did the base level of work, then my work was reviewed and signed. But I've been working for the last couple of years on getting my own certification to be able to sign tax returns. I won't necessarily always do that in the firm that I work for, but it's been a big thing for me. I've been taking tests. I took 3 tests over the last couple of years, and I finally passed my last test a couple of weeks ago, and that was very exciting for me. I am waiting for the government, which of course always seems to take longer than we want it to approve my application to become an enrolled agent. And I'm really excited about that, to have the ability to sign tax returns, and just gives me a little bit more career flexibility. So that's a really exciting thing for me that I wanted to share with you guys, and particularly those of you who have been along for the ride on this journey for a long time. You'll have heard about that a few times from me, that I was studying for those tests. Finally passed the last one. Super excited about it. Super excited for, how things are going to be moving forward. And I'm looking forward to improving my health again. I will be honest with you guys. Things had kind of really gotten to that edge. Not quite all the way to the depths of when I started this whole thing 5 years ago, but headed that way fast, where it was getting tough to get out and walk for a long time, and when that happens, if you want to go all the way back to my videos from 5 years ago, you can, and maybe I'll share more on this in another update. We're already running a little bit long today, but when that kind of thing happens, it feeds on itself. And in the past, as I've gotten less healthy and less mobile, the desire is to go out and do less things. And of course, doing less things means you get even less mobile, because not getting those steps in during the day. For example, not wanting to go to the store, not wanting to go to Walmart, not wanting to run to the home improvement store with Liz because it's hard to walk around. Not quite to that point, but I was getting there, and I could feel that I was getting there. And so I'm really thankful to my wife for saying, hey, we're starting now. We're not starting tomorrow. We're going to get going now. And actually, it's kind of funny. I will share one other thing with you before I jump off today. Sorry for the long update. But Liz said that, we're doing this. And I think we talked about it on a Friday night. And she's like, all right, so we're starting Monday. I'm like, why are we waiting till Monday? Let's start now. And I will say, to some degree, she kind of won out on that. We weren't perfectly keto over the weekend. But I was already headed that direction. I'm like, I don't want to wait for a couple of days. I want to get started. But I'm grateful for her in kickstarting me in the right direction, because I had been on the fence for a while. And I know you guys, I haven't had the regular updates like I'd like to have with you, but you'll go look at the last 3 or 4 videos that I've shared, and it's been like one every 3 or 4 weeks, but me trying to restart and just kind of being on the fence. And I am grateful that Liz gave me that kick in the backside to get things moving, headed in the right direction. I will no longer make any promises that I'm going to share these with you, video updates with you every week, although that is my goal as well. And for those of you who like to see me more often, I do share short videos every day that I walk with my dogs. And of course, as you know, that's a goal for this week. So hopefully I'll get one of those to you every day this week. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. I appreciate you being along for the ride on my keto journey. I've told you this, I tell you this, I try to tell you this in every video that I share, but you being part of my journey, you sharing, whether it be a like or a comment on what's going on, telling me that something that I've shared with you has helped you in some way, means the world to me. It has really helped me along on this journey. I know that on the long and winding road, we're at the bottom of the hill, trying to climb up the hill maybe right now, but I'm forever grateful for you. I'm grateful for this channel, for the opportunity that I've had to improve my health, and for the accountability that this channel gives me. All evidence over the last 6 months to the contrary, it does actually help me quite a bit. So thank you for being along for the ride on my keto journey. Day by day, keep calm and keto on, my friends, and we'll check in with you again soon.